Hello, friends. It's Peg, and you may have been wondering where I've been, but I've been traveling, visiting friends and family, and it's been a fun time. Went to Florida and did a little bowling, did a little pool playing, got some games in, but we also went to Silver Springs and did a flat bottom boat tour. We were looking for wildlife. The manatee are there for the winter because they're looking for a safe haven and a warm place to hide out. And so we got to see a lot of them. The springs have hosted a lot of different interesting things over the years. If you look back in history, there were many movies shot at this location. Let me see if I can come up with some for you. The first one you might recall is Creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know if there was a remake of that or not, but I remember seeing the original when I was quite young. There were many episodes of, what was the name of that one? It was the one with Lloyd Bridges, and this was back in the day when we had television series, and I think it was called Sea Hunt. Uh, you can look it up. You might even find some on YouTube. Who knows? All that old stuff seems to keep popping up. Others that you might recall were Tarzan Finds the Sun. Tarzan did several jungle type movies at Silver Springs. There's Moonraker, which was a James Bond movie. The Yearling, Legend of Tarzan, and we talked about Sea Hunt. That was ran on television for a long, long time. Anyway, lots of notable sets. There was one set where they had dropped the statues down in the bottom of the river there, and they are still remaining at the bottom of the river. So it was a fun place to visit. The temperature coming out of the springs is a constant, what do you say, 72 degrees. So it's nice and warm for the manatee and remains a good, safe haven for them over the winter months. You can see them swimming towards the boat. He's got his snout out of the water, up and down. Really fun creatures to watch. Anyhow, you can see that Silver Springs has played a significant role in the world of filmmaking. From classics like the horror movie Black Lagoon to Tarzan to more modern day television. You'll find things like this sunken boat, which was used for a prop, and all the natural beauty that's there with the creatures that you can find. Exploring this location was a fun thing to do. I hope you get a chance to experience it for yourself. Of course, we had to experience Buc-ee's too, because, you know, when you're someplace where you can see one, you need to go there. Off spray, picking off fish, the beaches, wonderful wildlife, both in the rivers and on the ocean front. Really enjoyed it all. It was kind of an overcast week. We didn't see a lot of sun. We saw a lot of rain for the last part of it, but that was okay because we were enjoying the weather. It's a lot better than the cold weather up north. You can see the stormy sky and the waves crashing here. Nature at its best. Of course, we had to fit in a little retail therapy. You know, you gotta shop when you're in different places. And We shopped several different cities. We had to go to Cocoa Beach and check out the cruise ships that are going out of Port Canaveral just to see what was there. We had to go to NASA, the Space Center. Kennedy Space Center was really interesting. I got to see the actual, what do they call that, rocket that, yeah, Atlantis, that's what it is, the Atlantis. And they have the original one that's been retired there. So that was really kind of cool at NASA. All the old helmets and paraphernalia, and it's real living history kind of thing. You're right there at Canaveral where they're launching rockets. Fun thing to see and do. We also saw several car crashes, fiery car crashes on the roads. So be safe out there, people. Some of those roads are very congested and scary. So we moved to Mid-State, checked out a few other things like Epcot, spent a day there. It rained about half of the time we were there. It was the Food and Wine Festival going on, and it was around the world, and so you had all the different booths from all the different countries, and we sampled a few. Of course, we got quite a few from Ireland because they were really good. And just enjoyed the displays and all the things that you can do in Epcot. Lots of people. It was midweek and there were still lots of people. I love the mosaic tile here. This was really cool, this fountain. So there's the food from Ireland, some bangers and some mead and some Guinness. And they do a lot of hydroponics for their food there. So we took a ride that took us through an area that showed all of the food growing that they were doing. Just a real interesting place. Has a lot of history. Here they're showing the plains and the buffalo. Just different parts of the world that you can see. Parts of the United States that you can see.
In the desert, nature has created a very different
and
no less beautiful living system. And while
ways to see it going through these tunnels and looking at the desert.
The plants and animals
it's as if you're there
in these harsh conditions
and enjoying it.
What little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the relentless sun.
More fun things. This was looking out our window at the hotel we were staying in. And of course, we had to get a few funny photos. But Epcot was one entire day, and then we moved on to Animal Kingdom on a second day and went to catch all the different creatures on safari. We rode around in a truck and looked at the animals that they have there in their preserve. Several different rhinos, both white and black rhino, the flamingos, the zebras, the alligators, and just lots of things from the savannah that you would see in Africa. That's where the elephants scrape their tusks against the clay. Of course, we had to go see The Lion King because that's, a fabulous show there. If you get a chance, go see that. The displays, the costumes, everything was really well done. You can see the acrobats here, the monkeys swinging and just having a good time swinging around. Even though we were soaking wet, we really enjoyed this show. They did an excellent job, and I have seen The Lion King presented out in Vegas, and I'd say, being right there on the floor with this was marvelous. So get there, enjoy it if you can. But it's short-lived. We got to do the Avatar thing and a couple of other things, and then we had to move on. So went up to Sanford and did a little retail looking around up there. Lots of German culture, lederhosen, fun little toys for Christmas, and enjoyed the whole atmosphere and had a wonderful dinner in a German restaurant there um, before we headed back to our plane into Iowa. So thanks for checking this out. I really enjoyed my vacation, and maybe I'll get back to doing some art now. So this was a grocery in the German area, and they had everything that you would want. Lots of imports, lots of interesting meats and cheeses and pastries and chocolates and just about everything that would tempt a person, even gluten-free, which was nice. But wow, wow, I couldn't live here. I'd weigh 500 pounds. Lots of good stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed being on vacation with me, and I hope you are planning to have a happy holiday.